Okay, we have used 2D int array before, right? We used 2D integer array. So we're going to erase this, guys, and we are going to use character array. Same 2D, and we are going to pass to different functions, but this time our array will look like this. Okay, this is just a proof of concept. You can expand it to any application you have. Okay, let's take that. Okay, this is a 2D array. I have defined here names, 3 rows, 4 columns. It's a char. All right, so 3 rows, that means I don't need, let me make it a little bigger so we can talk. So we know so far that 2D arrays can be considered as an array of array, right? Array of arrays, right? We know that. So here I'm going to plug in A, B, C, and this will be a null point character, like C, B, S, null pointer, N, B, C, null pointer. Okay, you can expand this to any 2D character array. And we saw, let's say this is names, array of names. Okay, 3, 4, 3 rows. So names, let's get names. 0 is a pointer to the first row, to the second row. All right, names is a pointer to the second array, and names 2 is a pointer to the third row. Okay, that we know that, right? We saw that in the previous video. And remember, for integer, when you do print or scanf integer, we use the address of, say, x. X is a number, and when we use scanf, we used the address of x. But for characters, right, or a string, when we do %s, we send the array, right? Let's say we have a name of 4 array, a string array. We send name because the name itself is a pointer, right? It's a pointer. So we don't do ampersand here. Remember that. We don't do that. Okay, that is the key. Because name itself is a pointer, we just pass the name for scanf. See the difference for the string and the integer? So this is the key to understand characters. Okay, let me pause the video and put this slide in the PowerPoint. Alright, so let's take it to the program. Here we are converting the program, what we did before, there's no difference. And I'm going to use the scanf function to input 3 values, those 3 values that we talked. Okay, if you see here, I'm going to input those 3 values, passing the address data 0, name 0, name 1, and name 2. Okay, in a for loop. Okay, or if you're you can also do this for now. If you don't want to do, it's okay. For I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus, I'm asking the user enter the string in the pointer to the first array, pointer to the second array, like that. Okay. The other way to do this, if you don't want to do the for loop, because we only have 3 elements, you can do this also. Okay. So I'll just put that. Okay. So let me put and print it for you. Okay. 1 second. I'm going to compile it. Okay. A, B, C, Z, B, S, N, B, C. Okay. So we have that. We are printing as, we'll see, we scanned it. Let's see how we are printing it. We are printing as a character. That's why, and I put a space between every character purposely. Let me go and show it to you. Here it is. I'm printing as 2D. So we got this names, and I'm printing as print data as 2D. In fact, I just say print names as 2D. Okay. And I'm passing 3 and 4 rows and columns that we did before. Okay. So print names as 2D. Print names as 2D. Here, row, column, and if you see, I'm printing each and every character. Okay. Because column is 4, you will not see the null character. And see here the parameter, I'm passing the 4, the second dimension. The first dimension is empty. We discussed that in the past. So that should do it for how to print as a character. And I can remove this particular small space, and now it will print ABC, CBS, NBC. Okay, it removed. Alright, so now we know how to print as 2D. Very simple, right? So we'll just 1 minute. I'll just hard code it henceforth. So I hard coded into the using a string copy, so we don't have to type it again and again and again. So we will go ahead and see how to print as string. Okay. Print names as 2D strings, say for example. I'm not changing anything. So I'll just copy this. This 10 lines of code. As strings. This is what we have as strings. Okay. As strings. And we here, because we are, okay, here this is the key concept again. Remember, this is a pointer to the first one, and whenever we print, print same as the scanf, when we print strings, we send the pointer, right? Pointer array. So we can just say names I, it'll print. We don't, so it'll print the whole thing. We don't have to navigate with the J for loop. Okay, that for loop can be ignored. The column plus plus can be thrown away because this print will look for null terminator and print the whole thing. That's what we are going to do now. Okay, let's go back here. So I will throw that. Now printing as 2D strings. Here I'll write it print 2D as chars. Okay, and I need to convert this to S. Remember that should be S, not C anymore. Okay, so I'm going to now print it, and you see we printed previously as chars, and then we are now printing as strings. Alright, so we have shown you how to print using just the pointer of the each row with the S option, and we have removed the for loop. Why? Because of the string concept. When it comes to string, you can print the entire row because it has a null terminator, right? It so happened because we have 4, the scanf will put that for us. At the end it will put a null terminator for us. This is where we are not doing this one. The scanf does it for us, putting a null terminator at the 4th column. Because of the null terminator, when you print with S option, it prints the whole string. Okay, that's the key concept. Now if you go back, now we go back, we'll do the print array of arrays, okay, which is what we did now. The print to names as 2D strings is what we did now. Okay, if you see that we removed that one dimension altogether there. And this is 4, and we can convert this pointer. All right, and we print using, now we are talking about printing the names as array of array, which is same concept as strings. There is no difference. We could remove that guy, and this should be S, and that should be, we don't have to be there. Okay, you see that this is exactly what we did before. For each, we are printing data and names as array of array, and we passing as same as before, and I've declared a pointer for each row. I'm declaring a pointer, and the pointer is pointing to the every row here, see that every row here. Basically I declared a pointer pointing to first row, second row, third row, like that. Okay, and then printing that, and you see in print I don't have to, this is a pointer, because this PTR is a pointer. I don't have to put ampersand there, and this percent s will look for null terminator, okay, to print terminator. It only requires the pointer. It requires only the pointer, okay. And this is, so if going back to the our data, now if I go ahead and one second, I'm just trying to manipulate all these functions. Print names array, I'm passing the names same as before, there's no difference. 3, 4, okay. Here, now if I compile it and run it, so printing ABC, CBS and NBC. Okay, so let's go back and see what we have done. We have printed the strings as strings, we printed the strings as characters, and we have printed the arrays as an array of array using strings. And you see I will change to character here, everything is a character now, okay. And so idea, and then I have not we're not really going to talk about this for now, so I'm going to remove that because we're not going to print as a one. This is in fact arrays and array, we are also talking about pointers, okay, printing as pointers too, okay. One second. So what we have done is, here this is what we have our 2D array, we have 4 columns A, B, C. When you use scanf it puts 0, CBS it puts 0, NBC. This is the key. If you don't, we are lucky because of the scanf, it's putting the null terminator for us, okay. Others we have to put it. And then like we're talking about mapping, if you map it to the 1D array, is the same. A, B, C, null pointer, C, B, S, null pointer, N, B, C, null pointer. And you can access that as a one-dimensional array too. Okay, we'll do that now. Actually, it's fun to do it. In fact, I'm going to just go back and do that later. Print as 1D, okay. So here we printing as pointers. Okay, let's finish that. We're talking about pointers, right? And so what we did was, let's say this is the names, right? So pointer is pointing to name 0, right, which is here, and we printed that. When we print it, it will print ABC because there is null terminator. Then we expanded that PTR to the next one using I variable, right, in the for loop. So we'll print here, 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 like that. Okay, and like I said, printing 1D is easy. Here I am, but there for 1D you have to do some manipulations. Okay, 1D print names as 1D. If we go back here, print names as 1D, we convert into char, and this is a 1D now, and because of 1D we don't need that guy. Alright, now everything is the same here. We need to print as %s my data, right, and you see how we are jumping here. This is the key here. Let's go back here. 1D, for the 1D, let me make it, this is null terminators here as red. Okay, okay, and when you do it, okay, when we are doing it as row 0, row 1, and row equal to 2. Okay, column is 4, right? We have the column is 4. So we did I times column plus j. J is always 0, right? So we remove that. So if you do this part, 0 times 4 is 0. So we'll get, if you print that string, you'll get ABC. I times 4, 1 time, which is when row equal to 1, 1 times 4 is 4. So we will get 0, 1, 2, 3 is the null terminator, so 4. And you will print CBS. For 2, 2 times 4 is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. It will be pointing at here, so it will print NBC. We'll do that. That's what we did here, okay? It's cool, isn't it? Some more things has to be done. Here it should be 3, 4. And here we have to do, j is always 0, but we can remove that too. We don't want to multiply that. Okay, and here we have to show one attention here. If you see, this is a 1D here. It's a 1D, right? It's one dimensional, but it is a string too. We are printing as a string here. So whenever, remember we talked, when you send a string to print a scanf, what we do, we send pointers, right? We send pointers. These are pointers, right? So, but that is not a pointer. So this is not a pointer. If you do this, you will have an error. You will have an error here. Okay. If you compile it and run it, it will error. We know that, right? Why? Because we have to send pointer. We are sending the cell array. Doesn't require a cell array. So how do you send the pointer of that? If you go back to the PowerPoint here, right now we are sending the value of the cell 0, A, which is wrong. That's why it's a segmentation fault. We need to send the address of that guy, because we need to print as a string address of that guy, address of that. Okay, so in 1D we have that. If you put ampersand, you should be okay. Okay, use ampersand to point as point for pointer. Okay, now if you do it, it will print as 1D. So we have shown you even a character array. You can print as characters, print as 2D string, print arrays of arrays, and print as 1D. Alright, so why we are doing all this is because now you can use this name array for your applications, alright, that we are talking about. Okay, thank you.